Hi, welcome to your yoga practice. I'm Mandy. I'm a yoga teacher and yoga therapist, and I'll be guiding today's class to create safety. We'll be creating safety in body and mind by slowing down our breath, syncing breath with movement, and noticing. Noticing without judgment our sensations, our thoughts, what stops us in our yoga practice, and what scares us. We don't need to solve, we're not a problem to fix, but yet we can just notice what's happening in and around us. We'll begin today's practice with a pranayama practice, a breath practice. So our first practice is called feather breathing. It's called feather breathing because we're going to imagine that our finger is a feather. And as we exhale, we'll place the finger under our nose and we'll breathe in such a way that we would not disturb even a strand on a feather. It is a way or process of slowing down the exhale. So wherever you're at in your breathing cycle, take an inhale and then just let it all out. And let's begin together. Place your index finger under your nose and inhale naturally. Then, as you begin to exhale, do this softly and slowly, 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 until all the air is exhaled out. You'll begin to notice as you move through this breathing practice, the breath may get lighter and lighter to touch on your index finger. We'll do this 5 or 6 times at your own pace. You might like to close your eyes. That can help you come a little more internal to notice what's going on. If this feels challenging, just notice. We don't need to, again, write that story about why it's challenging. This may be your first time doing it, and it may just be uncomfortable. Keep an open mind and continue with this practice. You may start to notice a shift in your body, your energy, or you may notice a shift in your mind. So keep with this practice a couple more breaths just as you feel into the sensations of your body. All right, wherever you're at, let's do one more together. And just rest your hand down in your lap. Invite you to close your eyes if they're not already. And take a few organic breaths just to notice how you're arriving, how you feel right now in this moment. We know that will change. For our first movement with breath practice, we're going to take a side bend, warming up our body. Our first half of the practice will remain seated, and in fact, we'll then go into a supine or laying on our back posture. So there will be no standing postures. You might want to just get comfortable in a way that you get comfortable. And then place your right hand on the floor to your right or up on a block to bring the floor up to you. Spread your fingers wide, press into your thumb and your index finger. Inhale, left arm up and over, following your gaze, and turn your gaze down towards the middle of the thumb and index finger. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, side bend. Rest your gaze on that meaty part between your thumb and index finger. Once more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Try to keep your left sitting bone on the ground as well. On your next inhale, come up with both arms. Look up and open your mouth. Maybe move your jaw around. And then when you're ready with an exhale, take it over to the left. Spread your left fingers wide. Press into your index and thumb. Turn your gaze to the meaty part between your finger and thumb. Inhale to reach to the left, grounding your right sitting bone. And exhale to bend. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Reach without striving. And then exhale, bend. On your inhale, come up with both arms again. Open your throat. And this time we're going to exhale and bring the back of your left hand to the outer right thigh. You may like your block here behind you for your right hand. Can help bring the floor up like a kickstand. And then turn your gaze down towards the ground. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, tone your belly button towards your spine as you twist from your lower belly. Let's do one more, just like that. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. On your next inhale, both arms come up. Come back around to center. Reach, and then exhale to bring the back of your right hand to your outer left thigh, placing your right hand behind you on the floor or a block. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, hug your belly button towards your spine as you twist. One more breath, just like that. Inhale back to center, raise both arms towards the ceiling. Place your palms together and draw the energy from the sky down towards your heart. Okay. Place your hands on your knees. This is a seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, we're going to draw our chest forward and up as our lower back arches a bit. You can lift your chin up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for your neck. And then as we exhale, we're going to be rounding the spine. And so I'll turn sideways so you can see what this looks like as we move through this a few cycles. Hands on knees. We're going to inhale, draw chest and chin forward, arch your lower back. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Move through this at your own pace. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One or two more times. These spinal undulations are helpful for our breath and waking up our body for the practice. Wherever you're at in your cycle, let's do one more. Cat and cow. When you've completed those, you can return to your neutral spine. And if you'd like to give your legs a shake out, you could do that. We're going to be taking a forward fold, a couple of them actually. So bringing your feet out in front of you. Again, I'm seated up on a blanket, could be a towel, a block, just something to give yourself a little lift. Draw your toes towards your nose, but really the truth here is that most of us aren't going to be able to bend and touch our toes without compromising our lower back. And so we're going to bend our knees to make this happen. So just start with a moment, seeing how your legs are. If you want to go for the long-legged forward fold, inhale your spine long, chest up, and then draw your chest forward and down. So what we don't want is to come in and then to do this like kind of round, like we're making this happen, like we're going to crawl to make it happen. We want our yoga to meet us where we're at so that we can soften into the shape instead of forcing or striving the shape to happen. So let's bend knees and take a forward fold. Place the soles of your feet on the ground. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and then exhale, wrap your elbows around your knees here. Lower your forehead if that feels okay for your neck. And from here, breathe into your backside body. So imagine like you're blowing up a beach ball inside your torso, and the air is going in all three directions, all dimensional. See if you can take the next two breath cycles in through the nose and out through the nose. Excellent. Inhale, come back up. We're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So again, this won't be your widest forward fold, but you could bring your legs out, long legs in front of you, and come forward. We want to keep a nice straight lower back. Or what I like here is just to bend my knees and place my soles on the ground. And again, bring elbows around knees. Sit back into your hips. Release your neck. Breathe. Breathe into your backside body once more, just like blowing up that beach ball. And hugging your belly button towards your spine with the exhale. Perhaps doing that gives you a little more room in your forward bend. Again, no need to strive. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. And that's enough to create the shape and to soften into the shape. Okay, let's inhale, walk yourself back up. You could use your hands to help bring your knees back together and then lay down slowly onto your back. I forgot to introduce you to my student here. This is Riley. He's been practicing with me for the last 5 years. So bend your knees and take your feet as wide as your mat. And then take your arms either out to a T if you have the space, or you could take them out to what I call like goalpost arms, so bent elbows. Inhale to center, so just center yourself here with your inhale. And then as you exhale, lower both knees to one side. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, knees to the opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite side. So move through this at your own pace, syncing your breath with your movement. As you inhale, your knees rise up to center. And then you're ready for your exhale and your knees fall to one side. Let's do 2 more times to each side at your own pace. As you move, you may notice sensations or perhaps what it feels like to move slowly and wondering, is this doing anything? Next time you come to center, go ahead and pause there. Then we're going to draw knees towards the chest. This is called Apanasana. You could wrap your arms around your knees, your shins, or behind your thighs on your hamstrings. And we're just going to breathe gently into your lower belly here. As you inhale, your belly expands. And in the Western world, this is sometimes uncomfortable. We're so used to tightening our belly or pulling it up and in, suck it in, you've probably heard. So as you are with this breath in Apanasana, knees to chest pose, see if you can allow your belly to fall forward with the inhale, and then tone back towards your spine with the exhale, just naturally. Don't need to force this to happen. Let's just notice it happening organically. Okay, reach your arms around, pull your forehead up towards your knees and give yourself a hug. I think it's the best hug you've ever given for your practice. And then as you exhale, pour out into Shavasana, into corpse pose. This is our final resting posture. Take up as much space here. Splay your legs out, allow your ankles to open. And I'm going to recommend palms face down today, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. If it feels safe enough, you can close your eyes. And perhaps even a blanket might be helpful. We're going to be here for a few minutes. So once you create this shape with your body and settle in, see if you can create stillness through softening. The mind's tendency is to wander. And in Shavasana, it's our practice to bring our mind back to the present moment. So for today, when you've noticed your mind has wandered away, perhaps to what's coming next or something that came before this, when you've noticed, bring it back, bring your attention back to your breath. Your breath cannot be in the future, and it's not in the past. So when you bring your awareness back to your breath, you're helping your body in this integrative pose of Shavasana. So it's true, there's nothing else to do here in this posture. See if you can let your body get a little heavy. Soften the corners of your eyes. And allow your tongue to lay flat at the bottom of your mouth. Perhaps roll your shoulders back and down and let them get heavy into the earth. And see if you can allow your belly to be soft and release any holding in your hips or pelvis. Feel the weight of your heels making contact with the earth. If your mind has wandered, guide it back to your natural breath, your body breathing you. If you have time to stay longer, I encourage you to. And if this is the time that you need to wrap, let's bring a little movement back to fingers and toes. You can roll wrists and ankles. I really like a full body stretch, reaching my hands, fingers up, and feet and toes down. And then bend one knee, then the other, and roll to one side. Pause here on one side for just a moment to let your body recalibrate from a rest state back to a wakeful state. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, push yourself up to a seat. We'll pause here in a seat just to once more notice. Perhaps close your eyes and check in here. How's your body feeling in this moment? How is your breath moving through your body right now? How does your mind feel? How are your thoughts? I thank you so much for sharing this practice with me and letting me share some of my practice with you. I hope it's been nourishing. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to support you on this journey. Thank you.